have already. Well, you're so much into your music, I just thought that you never want to.
Well, on a daily basis.
Yes, yes.
Okay, here we are once again. It's Monday evening, and we are continuing a read of Ghetto Sketches II, which was renamed The Busting Out of an Ordinary Man by
the original publisher.
A delinquent publisher.
Yes.
Let's put it that way and leave it there.
All right.
We're in chapter 3, and
you're in chapter 3? I thought you did chapter 3.
We finished chapter 3.
Yes.
Yes. Well, I'm just going on into chapter 3.
Oh, okay.
This is
more chapter 3.
More chapter 3.
Oh, okay.
More chapter.
Okay.
And yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I'll read on until we get into chapter 4.
I think that sounds good.
That won't take very long.
Right.
For those who've been following the story, you know what I've been doing is trying to introduce all of us to a bunch of folks that we may or may not have known from another lifetime.
Oh, okay.
Or at least you will know for another lifetime if you live long enough. Just kidding. Taco McNeal and Slick Rina Dorsey share an apartment together, and they frequently have what you might call little smokeouts where people gather and they sit up there and smoke a little hashish and have little marijuana and nothing hard. They don't go into cocaine and so forth and so on. And they eliminated hardcore drug users, the heroin addicts and people like that, because they have a tendency to nod off. And these are, kind of active people. They want to be telling each other lies and carrying on.
Okay. So,
we have left the brother and his white girl, Chilli, and move on to another place. Taco McNeal beamed as she rushed into the house, her arms full of packages. "Hey, Taco, what it is, baby?" Leo Terry called out to her from the dining room card table. Slick Rina Dorsey, Taco's roommate, hurried over to help her with the groceries, leaving Leo, Jake the Fake, and Harry Matthews at the table. "Will you look at what the wind blew in here? I see him. Where you niggas been hiding?" "Ain't nobody been hiding," Jake the Fake answered, smoothly turning his hand down on the table. "I've been incarcerated myself." The group shared a laugh, warm memories linking them up. Harry winked at Leo before asking, "How in the hell you managed to walk out of the store with 2 bags of stuff?" Taco puffed her full bosom out and announced grandly, "By paying my hard-earned bread, that's all." The 3 men exchanged bewildered expressions, Jake playing gun for the other 2. "You mean to tell me you didn't swipe none of this shit?" Taco pulled a quart-sized bottle of red wine out of one of the brown bags. "Nope, didn't steal not one cookie. Well, I did get one thing for nothing." She pulled a package of thinly sliced loin chops out of her bra. "These are boosters, you see, and you must boost. Otherwise, you can't call yourself a booster." The group burst into cheers, glad to see that she hadn't completely reformed. "Yeah, that's my baby. Right on, sister." Slick Rina, laughing with the house, passed glasses around for the wine. Harry touched her behind casually with his open palm as she passed him. Slick smiled warmly at him. It had been close to a year now. Jake the Fake held up his glass for a toast. "Here's to 2 Taco and Slick, 2 of the downest sisters that ever did it, 2 of the hippest ladies that has ever been my purpose to meet and greet, 2 of..." "Oh, come on, Jake, let's play cards. She ain't gonna give you none." Leo Terry signified with a hip to his long-standing crush on Taco. Jake lowered his glass, piston being exposed so ungraciously. Yeah, let's play some cards. Taco seconded the motion. She settled into the seat next to Harry, snatched the deck, collected the cards everyone held, shuffled them, and began to deal the whisk hand as Rina prepared to kibitz. What's happening to Chilli these days? Jake the Fake asked the general of the company, trying to bring himself up to date on members of their loosely knit fraternity. Leo glared at the hand Taco had dealt him and winked across to his partner, Harry, to let him know it was all on him. Chilli shit. Chilli got some old insane white chick out north stuff in his pockets, buying a little old funny car, sending him to school, and I don't know what all. I think I'm gonna have to pay that brother a visit. Jake slipped the card down, following suit. If you can find him, Harry trumped the suit and winked maliciously at his partner. Oh, you see him in the neighborhood every now and then, flashing. He don't want nobody to know where he stands, Taco added. They played serious cards for a few hands, slapping up and down the scales what they had been into over the past preceding months. Jake the Fake, the most recently released from a short stay in the county jail, took advantage of a lull in the game to make a proposal. Now, I dig. I know we all been going through a bunch of changes since that bust over on board, but that was a long time ago. I got a surefire scheme that a dude laid on me just before I got out. Dynamite. And all it needs is some fine players. Slick Rina winked conspiratorially to Taco and asked, how would we split the take, Jake? Even Steven, baby, even Steven. Leo startled him by popping up from the table as though he'd been pricked. Hey, what time is it? Jake glared at the interruption. Damn, man, don't be doing shit like that. It's 7, Leo announced. Father Love is on television tonight. Really? You gotta be jiving. No bullshit. They call him the Honorable Reverend Father Love these days. The Honorable Father. Yeah, that's right. I read something last week about that jive-ass motherfucker. Taco heard to the television set in their sparsely furnished front room. What channel is he on? 2, I think. Check the guide. Leo advised as the small group slid away from the table with their glasses, the game forgotten, intent on seeing a master player at work. What about my thing? Jake pulled at the group, following them to the front room. We can get back to it, Jake. Be cool. Taco spoke soothingly to him. They settled themselves comfortably around the room, watching the TV flicker into life. Rina, you got any smoke? Harry asked as Father Love strode to the podium behind the opening credits. Rita reached down under the side of the sofa and pulled out a shoebox full of seeded, stem-scattered weed, her eyes glued to the picture. Wait. Let me make sure the door is locked, Jake said, forcing them all to remember another time, long ago. Right on. Harry encouraged him with a dry smile as they gave the Honorable Reverend Father Love their undivided attention. The Honorable Reverend Father Love, a self-styled divinity with an ear for hip-sounding titles, stood holding on to the edges of the podium, very much aware that he was playing Supercon for Slick Rina Dorsey, Taco McNeal, Jake the Fake, Harry Matthews, Leo Terry, and their ilk. He nodded his fashionably coiffured noggin in time to the choir's closing notes, a dreamy spiritual number he had written called Father's Love. Look at that motherfucking style, will you? Jake the Fake called out with pure admiration. a critic of the highest order. Yeah, ain't it something? Slick Rina responded from across the room. Everyone in the room leaned forward a bit as Father Love opened his mouth to spiel. As he opened his mouth to spiel, sisters and brothers, he began surveying his docile, responsive audience, grabbing hold of a flight of nerves that the cocaine he had snorted just before showtime took him on. Sisters and brothers, the Lord works in mysterious ways, he announced grandly, jutting his chin out with Mussolinian cockiness. The chorus of amens and right-ons that greeted his announcement caused Leo Terry to spill his wine and laugh. Man, will you listen to that shit? That motherfucker ain't even changed his rap for TV. Wow. Shh. Yes. Sisters and brothers, the Lord works in mysterious ways. There are times when some of us don't even think that he's working at all. But I, the Honorable Reverend Father Love, can assure you that he is. Harry stood and made a little Flip Wilson Geraldine movement in affirmation. What you see is what you get, honey. That's what I mean. What you see is what you get, honey. Sit your ass down, Harry, and behave. Taco cautioned him. Watching one fool at a time is enough. Rina continued rolling the dope and passing it out. There are many reasons why I can assure you of the Lord working, but, and here Father Love turned his well-shaped mustache toward camera number 2, a close shot. I shall only use one example due to the lack of time we have here on television. He paused theatrically to let it fully seep into the minds of his followers that he, and by extension, they were on television. Hey, nice, Father, nice. Jake mumbled. 5 years ago, a little less, I was some folks would call it down and out. I never would. At that time, I was lacking many of the necessities one needs to do the work of the Lord. I must confess to you here in the audience, sisters and brothers, and to those out there in video land, that I was becoming depressed, blue, saddened by the adversities that life was laying on me. Play, Daddy Love, play. But he stabbed a glistening diamond back four-ring, a forefinger with dime on the forefinger. I knew I had the Lord's work to do, so therefore, nothing was going to keep me from feeling low for very long. We'll pause right here for a couple of commercial messages, and then I'll tell y'all how what it was that helped me pull me through. Taco moved quickly to turn the sound of the commercials off, then looked around at the group, bubbling with sarcasm and admiration.
I bet.
You believe that? Slick Rina looked around her with a dry curl to her mouth. Motherfucking right, I believe it. Leo responded. He getting over, ain't he? What's his money pitch? Jake asked, the professional's interest drowning out emotional considerations. Yeah, let's listen and see. Turns up the box. Taco turned the sound back up, slumped down in front of the set, toking up meditatively. Now then, as I was saying, just before the commercial break, money, I say money, may or may not be the root of all evil, but it certainly can be the cause of a lot of hardship if you don't have any. Jake and Harry, verbal switcheroo artists from way back, exchanged looks and silently slapped each other's palms in recognition of where the Father had taken things to. When I didn't have the ministry I have now, the physical manifestation of God's presence, when I didn't have the nursing home for the aged that we have now, when I didn't have the money to pay for prime time to get the message out to the greatest number of people, I was sad. That, sisters and brothers, and y'all out there in video land, is what made me sad. Not my own personal problems. No, sir. No, ma'am. They never counted. My concern has always been, how am I going to find a way to spread the Lord's word? Prices being what they are today. A lot of people don't think we're supposed to talk about earthly things in religion and sermons. They'd like to keep everything in the clouds. Well, all I can say to them is this: what ye reap, so shall ye sow, and vice versa. If you want a lot, you got to get a lot. That's both heavenly and earthly. Deacon said, Jake pointed excitedly at Father Love's eye roll into the sky. We see him, Jake. Shit, be cool. The main purpose of my program, Father Love continued, having unsettled most of his audience with his deliberately contrived detour, a trick used to make them wander a bit and accept his exercise. This way, please. Is to help all of us who can believe in the Lord and my work. By that I mean this. It means giving up those petty concerns for personal problems. We have the answers for those problems. Yes, brothers and sisters, we do. Don't worry about those anymore. No, don't worry about those anymore. The concern that we should have is not for those petty things, but for other things, such as, how can I make this a better world? Or if I can't do it, or I don't know how to begin, how can I help that individual who does know? Father Love disguised his frown of irritation at the sound of the choir backing him up a paragraph too soon. They had been told not to drown his request for donations out with a bunch of tambourine shaking. You, and especially you, you can help make this a better world, he intoned solemnly, pointing his finger at the television audience. Send whatever you can afford to. Send whatever you can afford to the Honorable Reverend Father Love Better World Foundation. Box 369, Chicago, Illinois. Zip code 93806. I will leave you now to return to your homes and your hearts this same time next week, Lord willing. To those of you who tuned in late, I would like to repeat. Donations should be sent to the Honorable Reverend Father Love's Better World Foundation, Box 369, Chicago, Illinois, zip code, what I just told you. He placed his palms together, the slender bejeweled fingers pointing heavenward, and repeated. That address, once again, is the Honorable Reverend Father Love's Better World Foundation, Box 369, Chicago, Illinois, zip code, what I just told you. We are a non-sectarian organization dedicated to the idea of peace on earth and goodwill toward all men and women, black and white, or any other color. I thank you for having allowed me to come into your homes and hopefully your hearts this evening to bring you my understanding of the Lord's words. I leave you with this last message. This can be a better world with love. Slick Rina, Taco, Harry, Leo, and Jake the Fake stared at the television as though they were hypnotized. Leo whistled as an announcer's voice over the credits repeated, donations should be sent to the Honorable Reverend Father Love's Better World Foundation, Box 369, Chicago, Illinois, zip code, what he just told you. That's the Honorable Reverend Father Love's Better World Foundation, Box 369, Chicago, Illinois, zip code. Thank you, and remember, this can be a better world with love.
Outrageous.
Slick Rina shook her head from side to side, making a profound gesture of disbelief. You mean to tell me that this monkey time, poop butt, jive ass motherfucker is getting away with that? Clean as a whistle? Well, I'll be goddamn. Ain't but one thing wrong with this thing. Jake shot in professionally. What's that, Professor Jake? Harry punned on his nickname. His organization's name is too long. Yeah, you got a point there. Harry conceded, bucking back off of his fun thing. He's getting away with that. Rina spoke out in something akin to absolute wonder. Honey, Taco purred to her roommate. If you don't know how gullible people can be, nobody knows. I can dig where you coming from, but goddamn, you mean to tell me that all you have to do is rent some television time, make up a meaningless bullshit talk, and then ask people to send you money? Is that all? I know an easier way to do it. And you don't even have to get on TV. Jake slid in smoothly, certain of everyone's attention now. The other people in the room, the larceny in their blood stirred up by Father Love's charlatanism on the tube, looked at him expectantly. And that's where that is. The chapter 3.
That's almost
as you can see, it looks like we're about to get off into one of these.
The world can be better, well, especially now.
The world can be better foundation.
Hear that, Putin? Okay, the world can be better.
The world can be better. Whoa! Oh, I like that. You hear that, Putin? The world could be a better place. Listen to Zelensky.
Okay.
You freak, you. Well, we'll leave that alone.
We'll leave that one alone. But back on.
I hope the Ukrainians kick these motherfuckers in the ass so bad and so hard.
I hope they've been given all they need to do so.
They be constipated from now to the end of the world. But anyway, that's another story. Yeah, okay, so that's where we are. I wanted to go from kind of like a character study of individual peoples to, little small groups because strangely enough, what I remember about living in certain neighborhoods is that they always had collections of people. They were almost like little unions or little guilds or something. You know, the dope fiends gathered in a certain place.
Right.
The people who love baseball gathered in a certain place.
Right.
The crap shooters gathered in a certain place. Occasionally, well, very often,
Intermingled, right.
they intermingle.
Right.
But then occasionally, they might have somebody who would break out and discover a big-time gamble, a big-time hustle. I'm going to get up to him in a bit, I'm sure. But I think about a friend of mine named Leo,
Yes.
who went to see
Rudolph Valentino.
Valentino.
Yes.
Oh, you know the story.
Yes.
He went to see Valentino about 10 times. Leo was about 6 feet tall, real thin at the point. Light-skinned guy with curly hair that was helped out a lot by Murray's pomade, a popular hair brand of hair slicker at the time.
Right.
And he decided he was going to become a tango dancer. At the time, you know, we were all doing the mambo and, you know, tango. What was? But he saw something there that he thought he could get into. So he became. When he went to teach tango dancing at the Ida B. Wells Recreation Center to the middle-aged school teachers, I'll hasten to add that he grabbed 3 or 4 of them out of there and helped his income up by a percentage point or 2. When he went to teach his class, on the days that he went to teach, he totally got into it, and you couldn't call him Leo, you had to call him Tony.
Tony.
His name became Tony DiMedro. We all laughed.
Tango teacher.
Tony DiMedro.
Well, yeah, it makes much more sense you say, hey, Tony, as opposed to Leo.
Hey.
Right.
Hey.
Okay, right. You know, Tony. Well, you know, Tony.
Hey.
Yes, indeed. You know, a little more romantic. Okay, you got that right. Good night.
So,
I like.
you know, he said, I thought it was kind of crazy, but I was sort of into everybody's thing, you know. What do you do, man, when you go over there? So, you know, come on over. And I went, you know, he had about 15 students. 13 of them were women, and there were 2 men who thought they were women. So he used to joke, you know, when I see this dude dance, I don't know which one's supposed to be wearing the skirt.
Right.
You know, but these were dancers. And
they like the flair. They like.
Oh, they loved it. They loved it. You know, that hearty thing. They were all RuPauls in their mind before RuPaul came about.
Hey, I'm RuPaul. Okay.
Anyway, I looked up. I go to the I.B. Wells Center with him. And he's doing boom, dum, 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 boom, dum, 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 dum. And it was good.
Okay.
It was really good. When you went to the I.B. Wells Center, it was still in the ghetto, but it was on the fringes, and it attracted some middle-class people who wanted to find out what was happening in the deeper ghetto, but they didn't want to come down to the local bar or anything like that.
Right.
So they could come to the center. It was well lit and nice security and everything.
Right.
And they could learn the tango from Tony DiMedro. So he brings me and he says, you know, keep your fucking mouth shut and don't let people in on where you come from. So and it was that, you know, and I can pass you off. You might get some panties out of this or something, you know. Okay. So I went with him, you know, a few times, and what I wound up getting out of it was a series of pieces, short stories and stuff, you know, from that day up to this day. At the end of the day, to make a long story short, he wound up going to Argentina.
Okay.
He
Right.
literally danced himself out of the ghetto on the south side.
Well, I guess everybody talking about following your dream.
Following your dream.
That was
We
beautiful.
looked up, somebody said, hey, man, what happened to Leo?
Mm-hmm.
And, about a year later, or a couple of years later,
Mm-hmm.
he comes back and got a beret on the side of his head. And
Mm-hmm.
he smoked his weed out of a little cigarette holder at the time.
Okay.
And he was talking with some kind of little funny accent up until you made him mad, and then he would, revert.
Find himself.
So, what made you call yourself Leo?
Tony. Mm-hmm.
Tony, we just thought what do you mean? Did you think I was joking?
Mm-hmm.
I have always been Tony DiMedro. Oh, Leo, give me a break. Oh, fuck you, man. Shit. But,
nothing like
I think he started a tango school,
mm-hmm.
the Metro school.
That was when credentials were not that stringently checked.
You see?
Okay, yes.
If
you said you could.
All you had to do was do it.
Right, okay.
And that's what he did. That's what he did.
Well.
So that is
all right, so
the
into
backdrop.
chapter 4. Oh, that was the rest of chapter 3.
That's the end of chapter 3. We're going to be going into chapter 4, and I'm calling it Forks of the Road.
All right. Well, thank you, Odie Hawkins.
Okay, and that's what's happening.
Okay, your books can be purchased on Amazon. Your website is www.odiehawkins.com. That is the cover to the original book. However, the cover to the new
You want to see something disappear? Watch, this is a magic trick.
Gone.
It's gone.
Okay, should be gone. Well, in fact, it's a classic now. Okay, the original Holloway House books. But and so right now the cover on that has a fence with a building in the background. The new cover.
I don't have it with me
It's there somewhere, but
right
that's okay.
this moment.
That's okay. We'll show it next week. We'll show it next
I
week.
still certainly have it at the next meeting.
You got that, fine.
So that you see what the new cover looks like.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Hawkins.
Oh,
I
thank
totally
you.
appreciate it.
I'm so pleased that you are willing and able to, assist me in this enterprise.
Well.
Can I show you the cover?
Oh, okay.
Here it is.
Oh, all right. That's what the
What you
picture.
see, you see the steps descending? It has a whole lot of symbolism in it.
There you go.
Contrast that with this.
I understand. Very true. So.
When you're in the ghetto, you're behind barbed wire. Hey, trust me.
There's somewhere there's some barbed wire.
Somewhere. Either psychologically or physically.
There you go. Well, anyway, thank you for finding that. And we look forward to entering into chapter 4, our next Monday night reading.
Next Monday night.
All right. And
Itness
to you too.